This was becoming normal in Chicago, where gang violence was out of control, and police could not stop it. But this new video gave investigators a fresh lead. In one of the videos, Lil Jeff is seen stepping out of a car and immediately firing shots at a man standing next to a silver SUV. As soon as the shots go off, the SUV speeds away, and the man wearing yellow shorts runs into a nearby building. Jeff runs after him, still firing his gun. But just as he is about to enter the building, bullets suddenly come from inside, hitting him. He stumbles back, falling down the stairs onto the front porch. The police report says that the shooter inside the building then steps forward and fires more shots at Jeff while he is on the ground, making sure he does not get back up. The first video does not show this part, but another angle records the sound of gunshots echoing through the street. In the second video, more of the scene is revealed. A man dressed in black, one of Jeff's people, runs toward the building as the shooting continues. At the same time, the silver SUV tries to escape, but Jeff's cousin, Q50, dressed in red, starts firing at it. Then, as more bullets hit Jeff, Q50 and the man in black shoot back at the person inside the building. After a few moments, they realize Jeff is not moving, so they run away. Q50 is seen limping, possibly hit during the gunfight. As they get into their car, the driver hesitates. He steps out, looks at Jeff lying there, then shakes his head and gets back into the car. They speed away, but shockingly, they return. Later, a photo appeared online showing Q50 and the man in black carrying Jeff's lifeless body from the scene. They took him to the hospital, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead on arrival. According to the police, Jeff had no chance of surviving. The footage made it clear his enemies had planned this moment, and when the time came, they made sure he would not leave that place alive. Lil Jeff was found with a total of 19 bullet wounds. The man in yellow shorts was also shot in the chest, but he survived after being taken to the hospital. By the time the police arrived, all the suspects had already escaped. They did not leave many clues behind, but officers found some important evidence. There were eyewitness reports, security camera footage, and 58 bullet casings at the scene. Even with all this evidence, none of the videos clearly showed the face of the person who shot Lil Jeff. But social media quickly started talking, and soon a name began to spread. People started saying that a man named Robert Coleman, also known as Trap City Rob, was the one who killed Jeff. The rumors began when some fans found an old video of Rob sitting on the porch of the same house where Jeff was shot. In the video, he was smoking and looked completely relaxed. Many found this strange. It was hard to believe that it was just a coincidence. Soon, people started saying that Rob was the one who fired the shots from inside the house. As the rumors spread, Rob became very well known. Some fans even praised him, calling him the Defensive Player of the Year for supposedly protecting his people. He quickly became a topic of discussion on podcasts and social media, with many influencers trying to interview him. In July 2024, Rob finally spoke in one of his first interviews. His words made things even more complicated. He confirmed that the house where Jeff was shot belonged to his grandmother. But the biggest surprise was when he suggested that he had only acted in self-defense. When asked if there was anything he wanted to clear up, Rob did not give a straight answer. Instead, he said, "In that video, I saw 6 people outside. Man, they were wild. It was crazy, bro." He chose his words carefully. He did not say too much, but he also did not deny anything. Most people believed he was trying to say that he had no choice but to protect himself. The fact that he could describe Jeff and the other people at the scene made it clear that he was there when it happened. As the police continued their investigation, people started noticing a change in Rob. At first, he seemed confident. But over time, his attitude shifted. He stopped talking as much, and he no longer seemed sure of himself. It was clear that as the police got closer to the truth, the pressure was building. Rob and his supporters on social media, especially those loyal to Trap City, kept saying that he was not at the scene when Lil Jeff was killed. They kept denying the rumors and said that Rob had nothing to do with the shooting. It was clear that they were trying their best to protect him from getting into trouble. In late 2024, Rob spoke about the situation during an interview on DJV. He strongly denied the claims that he had anything to do with Jeff's death and called them completely false. When asked how he felt about all the attention he was getting, he said, "I just feel like it is all false, man. Whoever started that, please stop. For real, this is real life. This is not some video game. It is not a movie. You know what I am saying? This is reality." Even though he kept saying he was not involved, Rob admitted that a lot of people had been showing him love when they saw him on the streets. However, he said he was not looking for fame or attention and just wanted to live his life normally. But no matter how much he tried to clear his name, Rob was arrested in November 2024 and charged with the murder of Lil Jeff. According to court documents, the police had enough evidence to arrest him because a witness had placed him at the crime scene. The authorities also said that security cameras showed proof that Rob was near the place where Jeff was shot. However, when the case moved forward, the police were not able to prove that Rob was the one who pulled the trigger. Because of this, the first-degree murder charge was dropped, and he was instead charged with having a gun illegally. The police were sure that Rob was there when it happened, but they could not prove that he was the person who fired the shots that killed Jeff. Once the murder charge was dropped, Rob became more confident. Instead of staying quiet, he started throwing insults at Lil Jeff and the Bloodhounds, the gang Jeff was part of. Before, he had denied being part of the shooting, but now he was openly making fun of Jeff and his crew. A video of Rob in a music studio recently appeared online. In the video, he was seen working on a song. At one point, he rapped, "Do not fall, you better not slip. They talking about sliding, I just watched them trip. This is not a game. Better get a grip before we put you in the stats just like a blip." Many people believed that he was talking about the night Jeff was killed. Another video surfaced of Rob and other Trap City members celebrating Jeff's death. In the video, they walked to the house where Jeff was shot and started mocking the way he was killed on the porch. The video spread fast, and many people were shocked by how disrespectful it was. As of November 2024, Rob was still in jail. A picture of him in jail clothes was posted online, showing him smiling while on a video call with someone. The image was later shared on Instagram with the caption, "Free my backbone," followed by his username. While Rob was adjusting to life in jail, the streets had not forgotten about Lil Jeff. His name was still being talked about, and the war between the rival gangs was still as strong as ever. Lil Jeff's name is still in the news, and now people are saying he might be linked to another murder. Some even believe he may have claimed his 12th body, but this time, from beyond the grave. When Jeff was alive, he always talked about taking 11 lives. But strangely, he never spoke about this one. There are some reasons why, and we will talk about them soon. First, let us look at what happened. The shooting took place on May 5th, 2024, in the Chatham neighborhood just after 5 p.m. It happened outside a liquor store on the 7900 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue. Security cameras in the area recorded everything from 2 different angles. The first camera captured the moment 4 suspects arrived in 2 dark-colored SUVs. As soon as they stopped, a man in a black hoodie jumped out of the first vehicle and ran toward the liquor store. Another suspect followed him, while 2 more men stepped out of the second SUV and joined them. The footage showed them moving quickly, and a few moments later, all 4 ran back to their vehicles and drove away in a hurry. The second camera recorded the full attack. It showed the first suspect leading the group as they fired at 3 men standing outside the liquor store. One victim, a 25-year-old man, was shot in the arm, leg, and foot. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was in stable condition. Another victim, a 26-year-old man, was shot in the foot but was treated at Trinity Hospital and survived. The third victim, however, was not as lucky. He was a 36-year-old man who was shot multiple times. He was rushed to UFC, but doctors could not save him. Later, he was identified as Nlembi Tai, a well-known gang member. His death shocked many people, and there was a lot of talk in the media. But even with all the attention, police could not find solid leads to track down the shooters. The case soon went cold. However, things changed recently when a close-up image from the security footage was posted on Reddit. Many people noticed that one of the shooters looked a lot like Lil Jeff. Even though the man had a mask on, fans pointed out that his body shape and movements were similar to Jeff's. Some also said that the Infiniti SUV he stepped out of was the same car used in a double homicide earlier that year. This discovery has started new debates. Some now believe that if Jeff really was one of the shooters, he may have taken his 12th life just a few weeks before he was killed himself. When the photo was posted online, people had a lot to say. One person wrote, "Damn, that really does look like him." Another said, "He is wearing the same lambin jacket from that famous picture with Lil Tay. This guy was too hot." A third person added, "Tall, skinny, light-skinned, wearing a Nike Tech, and in the same car used in the Monty and Rob hit." I am not a detective, but come on. Even though the person in the photo looked like Lil Jeff, many people thought it was not enough to say he was involved. Some people said Jeff could not have been the shooter because the Bloodhounds and NLMB were cool with each other. One person asked, "Why would Lil Jeff kill someone from NLMB? They are all friends. What is going on?" Another said, "Why is everybody saying it was BH and Lil Jeff? There were a lot of people in that hit." In the same conversation, someone explained that the Bloodhounds and NLMB were close, so Jeff could not have been involved. They wrote, "Anybody who thinks Jeff or any Bloodhound did this does not really know their history. If they did, they would know Bloodhounds and NLMB were like family. They were connected with Drench Gang, Shorty Mob, and Ty was in both LMB and Drill City." He claimed both hoods. Things got more serious when rapper TMC 600 released a diss song aimed at the Bloodhounds. In the song, he said that NLMB Ty was not even the real target. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the lyrics said, "Ty died in the store, caught up in the mix." Reports later confirmed that the shooting was actually a fight between B-Can and Drill City. Since Drill City was also known as the Bloodhounds, and Lil Jeff was one of their most feared shooters, some people still believed he was part of it. Some thought that Jeff never talked about this killing because Ty was not supposed to be there. That could be the reason why, for the first time, he did not brag about it. Lil Jeff was known for talking about how many people he had killed. He often posted on social media to make fun of his enemies after they died. He was so open about it that a British YouTuber, Trap Lore Ross, called him and another rapper, Q50, the kings of self-snitching. In an interview with Vlad TV in October 2024, Ross said that Jeff and Q50 claimed they had killed almost 20 people. You know, Q50 said he had 8 bodies. Jeff said he had 11. But they would always update their numbers every time they killed someone, Ross explained. Ross even mentioned how Q50 once went on Facebook and told everybody that he had just killed his 8th person. Jeff did the same thing when he killed his 11th. He went on Instagram Live and told his followers that his number had gone up again. They were so open about what they did that sometimes they would even say their next victim was still alive, but would not be for long because they were on life support. In the same interview, Ross talked about how Jeff once said he was paid to do killings outside of Chicago. He spoke about a triple murder in Milwaukee that was linked to Jeff and Q50 because they rapped about doing paid hits in that city. The case was about the killing of 3 men, 26-year-old Anthony Thompson, 39-year-old Tariz McKinney, and 52-year-old Clarence Harris. They were shot execution style in an apartment near 54th and Mill Road in Milwaukee on March 27, 2022. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. Most people were sleeping, so the police had no witnesses. Because of this, the police could not find any suspects, and the case has never been solved. The only thing that ever made people think Jeff and Q50 were involved were their song lyrics. But without real proof, it was all just talk, and the police could not do anything about it. The police did not have enough proof to connect Jeff to the triple murder in Milwaukee, but his name came up in another serious case. This time, it was about the killing of 2 high school boys. The terrible incident happened in January 2024. 16-year-old Robert Boston, also known as Lil Rob, and 17-year-old Montreal Williams, also known as Monty, were shot while walking outside Innovations High School. Only 15 minutes after the shooting, Lil Jeff posted a video on Instagram. In the video, he was in the getaway car with 2 other people. They looked happy and were rapping along to a song about masked men in a stolen car pulling up and shooting at someone. The gunman pulled up in a stolen car, opened fire, and sped off before anyone could react. The scene was chaotic, bullets shattered windows, and people ran for cover. When the gunfire stopped, Q50 was lying on the ground, bleeding. Luckily, Q50 survived the attack. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors managed to save his life. But the incident only made things worse. Instead of making Jeff and the Bloodhounds back down, it only pushed them further into the cycle of revenge. After leaving the hospital, Q50 wasted no time making it clear that he was still standing. He and Jeff went on Instagram Live to talk about the attack, making it clear that they were not afraid. In the video, Q50 rapped about what happened, bragging that he would get even. Jeff stood beside him, ready to back him up. With both sides refusing to back down, the violence only got worse. The streets of Chicago became a war zone, with each side looking for any chance to strike. For Jeff, this was no longer about music, fame, or even survival. It was about getting revenge for his cousin Nelson and making sure no one dared to cross the Bloodhounds again. After coming out of the hospital, Q50 and Lil Jeff went on Instagram Live to talk about what had happened. In the video, Q50 started rapping, "They shot me in my leg. Next month, I shot his throat." Lil Jeff then added, "They shot my cousin but did not kill him. For weeks, we kept looking for them, but the only difference is, when we caught him, we killed him." Q50's words seemed to be about getting revenge for being shot in the leg. Even if he was not directly involved, he was talking about the killing of 19-year-old Jalil Gones. Gones, who was known as Lil in Trap City, was shot while sitting in a rideshare on June 25, 2023. The shooting happened a little after 9 at night on West Taylor Street. Reports said that a man walked up to the car, shot Gones through the window, and then ran away. The rideshare driver did everything he could to save Gones. Ignoring traffic lights and speed cameras, he rushed him to Rush University Medical Center, but sadly, Gones did not survive. The driver later said, "I tried to save him. I did not care about traffic lights or speed cameras. I only wanted him to live. I prayed for him the whole way. When they took him out of the car, I prayed the doctors would save him." While the police were still trying to find the shooter, Lil Jeff went on Instagram Live again. In the video, he acted like he was taking credit for the killing. Holding up a gun, he said, "Go ask my enemies." That Michael Drake did not get out of that car. But Jeff did not stop there. Days later, he decided to make fun of Trap City again. When a Trap City member named Taro posted a picture of himself with Gones, showing his sadness, Jeff saw a chance to disrespect him. Taro wrote under the picture, "I wish I could bring him back." Jeff replied with a care emoji, a small message that made fun of his enemies. Just when people thought Jeff was done, he went even further. In another Instagram Live video, he acted out the murder scene. In the video, he walked up to a white car parked at a gas station. He looked through the back seat window, like he was checking for someone. Then, he stepped back and acted like he was shooting, using his hand as a fake gun. 2 months after Gones was killed, Lil Jeff and Q50 tried to kill another Trap City member, a man named Glenn. They shot him 15 times, but somehow he survived. Later, Q50 rapped about it, saying, "I shot Trap City Glenn 10 times, and Jeff shot him 5. After this failed attack, the gang stopped fighting for a few months. There was a break in the violence. During this time, Lil Jeff's music career started to grow. His song, became very popular. His name was becoming bigger, but even with his new success, he did not stop looking for trouble. On June 8, 2024, Jeff and 3 other Bloodhounds, including Q50, went deep into Trap City territory to kill Glenn for good. But this time, things did not go as planned. As Jeff chased after Glenn, he was caught in the open. Before he could do anything, he was shot and killed. A violent end to a young life that never chose peace.